Welcome to Pimcore in the MACH world. And MACH is an acronym, and that's, I need to read that because it's an acronym for Microservices, API first, cloud native, SaaS, and headless approach. It's quite far-fetched, but it's MACH, the MACH world. And it's quite state-of-the-art approach on how to build applications today and provide best possibilities for scaling. We'll get information about how Pimcore actually uses the MACH approach. And, well, in the previous session from Klaus, he showed us the possibilities and considerations how to use Pimcore for omnichannel challenges with a print focus. And now Dietz will be back on stage giving us insights on what MACH means and what it means for Pimcore. So welcome back here on stage, CEO and co-founder of Pimcore, Dietz.
Hi guys, glad to be here, glad to be on the stage again. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, you had some perfect lunch. I'm having this talk today, and this talk is about a MACH world. It's interesting, it's an acronym. Felix has just talked about that, and I will say a little bit more. So, why is that? As a CEO, I also have to know IT and technology strategy. So because I have to talk to customers, I have to talk to customers, I have to talk to partners, I have to talk everywhere, so I have to know what I've been talking about, and I have to have also a technological knowledge about that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to tell you the best stuff on earth, or I wouldn't be able to recommend the best solution to our customers. So when I still had more hair on my head, it was the time where I didn't need any glasses. It was actually now 20 years ago, I started off as a CTO. As a CTO, and I was doing Perl programming. Who the hell knows or still knows Perl? At that time, it was called CGI, Common Gateway Interface. I was doing CGI script and Perl and you know, all of these beautiful things. I was a web developer. Yes, you got that right. I was actually coding all day, and I was really into that. So I loved it. I loved coding, and I still do. But actually, my guys say that I pretty much suck. And I suck pretty bad, actually. But I still have my weekends if it's raining outside, and I'm at home with my 2 kids and my wife, and they are still asleep on a Sunday morning. I'm sitting in front of my notebook, starting up a Docker engine and say, hey, now I need to code a little bit Node.js in current days, PHP, all of those beautiful things. But now, it's a technology talk that I have prepared, and it's about the MACH world. And that's what I want to stress today. So, MACH, what actually does this mean? The alien asks. Hey, that's a great question. It's something very relevant in current days because it's about software architecture, it's about technology architecture. So it's really important for IT people how to build websites, how to build web applications, how to build mobile apps. And MACH is an acronym. Felix told us before. It's an acronym for MACH, Microservices. A, like API first. C, cloud native SaaS. And H, headless. So I'm not bullshitting you, and I'm not playing bullshit bingo with you. These are the 4 terms. Microservices, API first, cloud native, and headless. So welcome to this world. And this is a little bit different. It's a different approach to do things. And I tell you today how Pimcore is perfectly, and I want to stress that, perfectly for this approach, and you can configure it exactly that way. You probably would expect Bernie here as our CTO or Christian Fasching as our CPO. But I said, I want to do this talk because if even I know what's going on, and I'm not the smartest guy in the room, even if I know what's going on, then we are probably going into the right direction, because for all those topics, you not even need somebody with high diplomas in terms of development. Most of it is everything, most of it is configuration within the Pimcore platform. And that's a neat thing. That's a neat thing because you don't need so much, but you can build this kind of stuff, especially in terms of headless and API-drivenness yourself. So let's kick it off. Let's kick it off. MACH, microservices, API first, cloud native, and last but not least, headless. Look at this Pimcore out, how he draws the rocket. Isn't that awesome? We are living in a MACH world, and things are gonna change, have been changed in the last couple of years. And I tell you now why we are ready for that. Yes, damn right. The question is it about computers? Yet, it's about computer systems. It's about a cool system architecture style. How to build scalable apps and websites. But it's more than that. It's an alliance of innovative companies that found together. So if you have time after this talk, go to machalliance.org and read their manifesto. It's really interesting. But just after the talk, set a bookmark, then we are done. Let me now kick it off. Let's kick it off with microservices. Also known as the microservices architecture. It is an architectural style, so it has to do with computers again, that structures an application as a collection of different services, and these services are highly maintainable and testable, very important in current times, loosely coupled, so we are living in a decoupled environment where you have to combine things, independently deployable, organized around business capabilities, and last, owned by a small team. That's it, baby. That's it. That's what microservices are. So let's see how that reflects with the Pimcore platform. And let's, I put it in, I put it in, I put it in, and I put it in. So there are several styles how to construct microservices-based system architectures. Let's start off with the left one, which is a monolithic environment. That's a typical thing that you see with Pimcore. Everything is in one single application with one runtime. In this case, a runtime is a Pimcore installation and with a data store attached to it. So that's typically the monolithic way, and that has nothing to do with microservices. But let's go on with macroservices powered. So, of course, you can add, by utilizing the data hub, just add services and APIs to your monolith via the data hub, and we are macroservices powered. Hey, think about that. Dear partners, go out to your clients and say, hey, we have now the new macroservices powered environments ready for you. Yes, doesn't that sound awesome? It's something really great. But we want to continue. It can be mini services powered exactly by converting the monolith to separate services that can be called from other applications. This will be still be a single Pimcore runtime, but only one data store. And finally, I would say the holy grail of software development or software architecture, the microservices-powered applications. So you have multiple Pimcore instances for each service, and they provide the needed services and data to the whole environment. So you see all 4 architectural styles are possible with the Pimcore platform. You can still use a monolith, but you also can use microservices to a far extent. And to show you some examples, I'll quickly show that to you. So how does this work in reality? It's decoupled. It's decoupled. So for example, you can have 3 different instances of Pimcore. One is, for example, doing PIM. Another one is doing DAM. And one is doing digital experience platform, so headless content management. And they provide services for data and application data interchange, which is a product data service for PIM, which is an asset data service for digital assets, and which is a headless content management for headless content management. Everything powered by GraphQL and with the GraphQL-based data hub. Additionally, you can use various further microservices. We show that on the right side, actually, for topics such as storage, database, and cache. So these are application infrastructure-based microservices that can also be utilized with the Pimcore platform. And that's important to know. Let's put in another example there. So an example would be an integration of commerce tools, for example, with a monolithic platform application layer. So that's another typical example that you see here. So we have in the middle, we have 3 microservices-powered applications. One application we've got for PIM, another one for DAM, and one for DXP. But we still have, for example, an old B2B platform on the basis of Pimcore, which is still a monolith, and it's living just there. And for the shop, for example, we take commerce tools and say, hey, let's bring it all together. A monolith with a microservices structure and an e-commerce headless system from a third party. So that's all possible, and that's all doable by this application infrastructure. The second topic of MACH is API-drivenness. So API first, MACH, API first. API means application programming interface. It's a layer of services to communicate between different applications and other services. So that's what API actually mean. Let's have a quick look how Pimcore reacts to that, or what Pimcore does to it. Does Pimcore have APIs? Yes, Pimcore has APIs. We are API first since our evolution in 2009. So we have the Pimcore SDK, the software development kit. We have the GraphQL data hub with GraphQL-powered services and also RESTful services. So that's what we had almost since the beginning of our Pimcore platform. So we are ready to go in there. You know, I'm also often playing with the Pimcore platform, and I did a little example how much time it takes me to build an API. And I want to share this with you. And let's share this. I'm entering the Pimcore platform. I'm just the sample platform, you know, the Pimcore interface. And I'm going to the data objects to select, so to see, hey, what's in there. In the data objects, this is a demo application. I have access to many different cars. And now I'm opening a different car, and I see all the attributes of this car. So what I would like to do now, I want to build an API to expose this information by GraphQL. And that's what I do now. So I close that one, go to the data hub, open the data hub, and create a new configuration. I call this current configuration, so what's it called? Car API, GraphQL access for the API. So, we have only 1 minute has gone past that. So I'm creating APIs already. Then I define the schema. The schema is the access to the data itself. So I define that I would like to have access to the cars object, and within these cars object, I would like to define some attributes that I would like to expose via the API. So I'm going in. On the left side, there are my whole attributes of that data definition class. I go in and I want to say a gallery, a name, and so on. I just select a few fields that I would like to expose. Then I add access to an asset and to an asset folder. I go to the security definitions, generate my API key that I have to do just once. Then I check the permissions, so I select the folders where my cars reside, so the API has access to that information. I do that for my cars and also for my car images. So API done. This was 2 minutes. This was 2 minutes. Isn't that, whenever I look now to my developers sitting over there, I say, is this crazy shit? This is absolutely crazy. Within 2 minutes, GraphQL APIs, fully headless and so on, adding some attributes into that GraphQL editor. And of course, this has not been cached right now, but this can also be cacheable. On the right side, everything here, the data is here. And this whole thing was done between, I would say, this video is 3 minutes long, just 3 minutes of your time. Isn't that tremendously awesome? The third topic of MACH is C. C for Cloud Native SaaS. This means that the application is hosted and run as a service, as a software as a service in the cloud. And therefore, I can only answer with the talks that we had actually today. And that's it. It's triple play. Yes, done. Because it's triple play. Because we are available not only open source, we are not only available as enterprise edition, but also as a cloud native SaaS product. Still, everything at your fingertips. It doesn't matter which edition you use. We don't cripple there. Also the open source version. Not at all. So also a check in that regard. We continue on. The third topic of MACH is an age, actually age for headless. This means a separation between front-end presentation layer and back-end, the content management system. A headless system delivers just the data and no final design for components and the website. So this is a crucial thing to know. It's logic. So we are a headless PIM. We are a headless DXP. We are even a headless DAM because you can access all of this information via headless infrastructures, via APIs, and of course also in the SaaS environment based on microservices. Let me step on a little bit. Let me step on. Next slide. So, the question is, headless is the big thing. And you will hear, actually in 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you will hear it in the talk from Divesh. What is headless content management all about? But let me continue. So what does it actually mean? So is Pimcore compatible to the MACH paradigm, to the MACH approach? Yes, my friends. I'm glad to say that right now. I'm glad to stand here. Yes, Pimcore is fully compliant to that approach, and we are thankful to those wonderful companies out there that put together this alliance, because that's a good thing to have. In our terms, it's even rather not only MACH, it's even MACHO, I would say. But why is this the case? Why is it MACHO? Let's have a look at the Pimcore note. Let's have a look in the Pimcore note. Look at this. Wow, it's a huge, it's like a big guy is entering the arena, And he's saying that MACH because it's open source, which provides an endless galaxy of additional benefits. So we are not only MACH, we are macho, if you will. And that's what Pimcore is about in that regards. And yeah, thanks for letting me have this talk. Felix, please come again to the stage.
Thank you so much, Dietz.
Yeah,
for your
what a pleasure.
inspiring Mach or Macho talk.
Yes.
He is still on fire after so many hours being on stage today. Dietz, just one simple question. Are you already a member of the MACH Alliance?
No, we are not a member of the MACH Alliance, but I tell you all, this video, I will send this video actually to the people from the MACH Alliance, and we want to join that great group of companies. So we hopefully be part of that awesome community in the next few months. So that's what I hope.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
All right, perfect.